this lesson is about solving multi-step equations. This is going to include combining like terms and the distributive property. So if I'm looking at number 12, I see parentheses and a 3 out in front. This indicates that we need to use the distributive property. So I'm going to start by distributing the 3 over the parentheses. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times negative 2, negative 6. Then, once I've done that, I can proceed to solve this equation like we've done in the past. I need to first add 6 to both sides. So I now have negative 2 equals 3x. And then I need to divide both sides by 3. So that way x equals negative 2/3. I don't need to change that into a decimal, just leave it as negative 2/3. Alright, number 13. If I use the distributive property first, I'm going to write 4x plus. Distribute, get 4x, and then 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. And that equals 24. I then need to combine my like terms here on the left-hand side. 4x and 4x is 8x. So I have 8x minus 12 equals 24. Finally, I can now proceed to solve using inverse operations. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides. That's going to give me 8x equals 36. And finally, when I divide by 8 on both sides, 8 does not go into 36 nicely. If you thought it was 4, you would be wrong. But it does go in there 4 times, and for that matter, the answer is 4.5. Alright, next equation, number 14. Again, I see distribution that needs to be done, but I must be careful. It's a negative 3, so I need to do negative 3 times x, which is negative 3x, and negative 3 times 5, which is negative 15. Anytime there is a minus sign in front, you need to distribute it as well. Then I should combine like terms. 7 and negative 15 is negative 8. So I'm going to have negative 3x and minus 8, and that equals negative 5. Now I'm going to use my inverse operations. Adding 8 to both sides, I get that negative 3x equals positive 3. So when I divide by negative 3 on both sides, I get that x needs to be negative 1. And finally, an example with tons of decimals. Well, I don't see any distribution to be done because there are no parentheses, but I do see a combination of like terms that must be done. Therefore, I need to combine them. So I have 1.3 and then plus. If I subtract 0.03 from 9.4, I should get 9.37 in. And then that equals 57.52. Alright, and if you don't like the way that this is written with the n coming second, you can rewrite this as 9.37n plus 1.3, and that equals 57.52. Then I can use my inverse operations. Subtract 1.3 from both sides. So I have 9.37n equals, and then this will be 56.22. Alright, last step, all we got to do is divide by 9.37 on both sides. Now we will have n is equal to